राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. So thank you everyone for chanting. So today we have a very special guest with us, and I would like to welcome our special guest, Mr. Tushar Baliyan Prabhuji. So sir has completed his BTech from Motilal Nehru Institute of Technology, Allahabad, and he is currently working in Qualcomm Noida Design Center. He has a very good understanding of spiritual subjects like Bhagavad Gita and related topics, and he has been delivering lectures to students of various institutes like IIT BHU and MNNIT and IIT Kanpur. So it is a very great opportunity to hearing on such topics from a knowledgeable person like sir. So we are blessed to have you, sir. So without wasting much time, I would request sir to please take over the session.
Okay, so thank you very much for inviting here, and yeah, thank you all the participants also for joining. So I hope all of you enjoyed chanting also. Before beginning the session we did chanting, so that was very nice experience. So today, as you must be aware, what is the topic? You know what is the topic and which we are going to discuss here? Anyone? I hope all of you must be already aware. So yeah, would you like to speak up? Anyone here? So I would like to ask from otherwise someone randomly. So I see one name is there, Anshul Agarwal. So Anshul, you are aware what is the topic we are going to discuss today?
Sir, it's free will or destiny?
Yeah, thank you. Correct. So we are going to discuss a very, very interesting topic, free will or destiny. So there will be many questions which might come in our mind related to these things, that whether everything in my life is it destined, कि सब कुछ हमारे life में fix होता है. Like sometimes these kind of things may come to our mind. Do we have any kind of choice also we can make in our life? So that we are going to discuss today, and also from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada we will be learning all the things very nicely. So I hope we can begin. If you say, Alok, or is there any announcement or any such thing before we begin? We can begin, I hope. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, you can start.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So yeah, I will begin sharing the screen, and just let me know whether things are coming properly. So I hope I'm audible properly, and screen is also visible now to all of you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So is everything destined in my life? So this might be the question coming in our mind many of the times, especially when we start thinking about knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So when someone turns to spirituality, so these kind of initial doubts may come, like this kind of thinking that God is there. So initially when our understanding is not quite mature, so initially some doubts may come to our mind in that direction. So just to understand what is the context in which Bhagavad Gita speaks about all these things, so we will discuss today's discussion. So chance or prearrangement, like that. So someone would like to read this quickly for me, which A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ji is speaking. So can someone read it? Maybe Alok, not Alok, sorry. Maybe Rohit, I see your name there. So first name. So can you read it?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Nothing comes by chance. What induces the article to come is not chance. God is the supplier. Foolish people cannot perceive the ultimate cause. Thus they name it chance. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Yeah, Prabhupada is telling that nothing comes by chance. So in our life also, we easily understand this point that nothing happens by chance. Like all of us are discussing this topic, and I am here. So it is not like that I am here by chance. Like someone was supposed to come and someone came right now, like that. No, everything has been arranged. Things have been arranged by Alok or other seniors of yours. So they asked, and I came here. So that way, and Zoom meeting is there, so everything has been arranged very nicely. That way things only function, rather than happening randomly कि कुछ भी हो रहा है randomly, like by chance only all of you are here, by chance only I am coming and presenting. So it is not like that. And in this world also we see many other things, that whenever whatever is happening, for that there is a perfect arrangement, like that. So someone might say just like कि मुझे भूख लगा है, so all of you, when you get hungry, so your mother makes the food, and by that arrangement the things are coming and you are able to eat it. It is not happening randomly, and that food is coming because the pre-arrangement has been made in the nature by Krishna. By Krishna is doing various, he is giving the energy that food can, vegetables can grow, and such all things are being arranged in nature. As he says in Bhagavad Gita also, Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sa characharam. So under my supervision, the this prakriti or material nature is functioning. So that way Krishna is governing all the things in this nature. So nothing is happening as such randomly by chance. So everything has an arrangement behind it, plan behind it. So like we see many wonderful flowers or many wonderful things in the nature, like बहुत ही सुंदर सुंदर फूल हैं, like waterfalls are there, nice mountain hills are there. So everything has been made so delicately, like if you see these petals of this flower, so much beautiful they are. So it is not happening randomly. Like if we ask anyone to make a flower by a paper, like some craft work, if you do, so what all will be required to make a paper flower? Can someone tell? एक पेपर से हमें फ्लावर बनाना है, like craft से, so what all will be required to make that? Yeah, you can put in chat also skills. Okay, yeah, and some raw material also, ingredients, like that. Like you will need a colored paper and all these things, and apart from that, an intelligent person like all of you who knows how to make a flower from out of that paper. So to make a paper flower which is not so delicate as compared to the real flower, an intelligent person is required, and so much arrangement is required. So what to speak about the real flower and real nature? Definitely it has to be arranged by some intelligent person, and that artist is Krishna, who is arranging everything in nature through his various arrangements, like that. So these are not coming by chance. We say chance because we do not see that the nature is working under God's supervision. Yeah, so people may say that it is happening randomly, and some people might say also that nature is functioning by its own. But if we really see, nothing happens by its own in this world. Whenever we say there is some machine which is working automatically also, so for that machine some person might be there who has designed it, and finally there must be some start and stop button, at least in whatever the kind of machine you say, even though through speaking or whatever it is, taking fingerprints and all. But whatever, there must be some manual intervention, some control must be always there, then only machines work. So nature is also like a similar machine which is producing various things, but it has to work under God's supervision only, like that. So like here another example is given by Srila Prabhupada. This is about like a foolish child, like so can someone read the bottom part of it quickly, just like in the airport? So that part, if someone can read for me. Yeah, Deepak. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just like in the airport, as soon as I step on the door, it becomes open. A child will see it as a chance. Oh, how is it? It is. I wanted to go, and the door is already open. That is poor fund of knowledge. There is an arrangement.
Sure. So here Prabhupada is telling about one another example, that whenever we like have automatic gates and all which senses by sensors, so a person who is intelligent, he knows like there is some IR or infrared sensor which is sensing a person is in front of it, and that way the robotic machine is designed that the gate will open like that. But a person, a foolish child who might not be knowing the technical details behind it, he might think that it is happening by chance only, ki mujhe jana tha, I have to go beyond this gate to the other side, so that way it is opening, I just desired and it is opening. So no, it is opening because it has been programmed by intelligent engineers who has made the whole design that it can sense it, and that way they are controlling it. So arrangement is there. So similarly in this world also many things are happening which we may think, if we are not knowledgeable enough about the working of nature, that it is happening automatically. But like someone might say ozone layer is there, so which is protecting this whole universe, or let us say for our planet earth. So it has been designed, it has been arranged by the supreme mastermind that ozone layer is required, because otherwise the UV rays will come and it may not be required for the person who are living on this particular planet. They might not be able to survive with that kind of condition. So that way ozone layer has been designed in the nature, and so many things, so many arrangements. So we live in this world where each one of us is unique. Like we have varieties of creatures, different animals, birds, and so many species are there, trees, plants, and all of us as human beings also, all of us are so different, all of us are unique, having unique capabilities. So every one of us who are here, they have been gifted with some unique abilities like that. So but if we see more detailedly, we will see that some people are born, they are rich, like fabulously rich only. Someone who is born into the Ambanis or Birla's family, so they are rich by birth only. But we may see on the other hand, there are certain persons who are very poverty stricken at the same time. By birth only, they don't know why they have been born into such a place, such a home where they are not even able to have their meals 3 times a day. And some are born quite handsome, some are not born so handsome, some are born ugly like that, some are born strong and healthy, but someone are having different diseases like that. Some are born to rich parents and some are born to impoverished like that. Someone becomes a MD doctor and someone is working like a coolie. Someone is having a silver spoon and has a nice car from childhood, but someone is born to a parent who is not even having a money to feed them 3 times a day like that. So these situations, if we think deeply, what does the question arises in our mind? After seeing all this, is there any question coming to your mind? Is there any question coming to your mind related to God, like how, what kind of a person God is? So does this kind of question come to your mind? मतलब आपको कुछ आ रहा है, any doubt on the personality of God, on the doings of God, what he is doing? मतलब लोग पूछते हैं ना कि भगवान इतने निर्दयी क्यों हैं, या फिर that kind of question. Does all of you have also heard similar things anytime? Unjust लगता है, yeah. So Sudhir is very prompt. He is pointing. I request others also to, yeah. So Deepak is saying karma. Yeah. So you are going to the topic. Okay. Any other guesses from anyone? Any other feelings, basically, if someone is having regarding to this? Okay. Let us go ahead. But Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is boldly declaring that Samo Aham Sarva Bhuteshu, that I am equal to all. ऐसा हमें लगता भी है कि भगवान को तो इक्वल ही होना चाहिए. Like this is our natural understanding of everyone and anyone in this world who just knows about God. He will think that yeah, God should be equal to all. But if we deeply try to see things, then we come to the understanding that no, things are happening randomly. Like कोई तो अमीर है, कोई गरीब है. So if God is equal, then why such things are happening? Why he's creating troubles for someone? Why some people are having so many diseases, some people are facing so many troubles? So this kind of situation, questions may arise in our mind if we are not thorough enough sometimes with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita like that. So just to understand all our and to have this discussion, we had this wonderful session. So yeah, he is saying on the one hand that samo aham sarva bhuteshu, that I am equal to all, and he also asked every one of us also in Bhagavad Gita that we should be equipoised, we should be equal to all. But then why this discrimination? Why he is doing this discrimination? So koi batana chahega why he is doing discrimination? Is he doing discrimination? So any, as such, one answer has been given, but that is a quite crisp and short answer, karma. But if someone has to say anything, any comments for this? Prarabdha. Okay. Okay. All of you are quite knowledgeable. Prarabdha. Correct. Yeah. Past lives. Yes, correct. Correct. Yes. So yeah, we may choose all these things these days, although choosing this also has become a kind of difficult only. We don't choose job chooses us. Whichever job we found into the college, we land there most of the times. We can choose all these things ideally, that we choose a job, a husband, wife, type of a car, an apartment, but we don't choose really our parents कि हमें कहाँ birth लेना है. People are just born into a place. I don't know where I was going to born. I just, when I become young, then I knew that, oh, this is the place where I have taken birth. We don't choose our beauty also, what kind of skin color I would be having, what would be my face cut, and all these kind of things we also don't choose. And we also don't choose our intelligence. Someone is going to, all of you are who are having a very bright intelligence, that you could make it up to IIT Kanpur, having so much of intelligence. But many people, for them it would be just a dream, that going to IIT Kanpur or any IIT, NIT like that. So these things we don't choose. So who chooses them? Are they happening randomly? So इस world में बाकी जैसे हमने देखा कि कुछ भी randomly नहीं हो रहा है. Nothing is happening by chance. So why only these things will happen by chance? So they should also not happen by chance. For them, there should also be some rule. Is it by chance? No. In this world, we see for everything there are laws, like law of gravity is there, law of mechanics are there, like we have F is equal to ma and so many equations and all. So all these rules are existing in this world. So they point that everything which is happening in this world, there is a law behind all these things. And behind a lawmaker is also there, who is the supreme person, supreme mastermind. We have law of physics, various reflection, refraction, all the laws are there. Thermodynamics laws are there. And what do the best of scientists feel also? So maybe someone can read it quickly for me. What does Albert Einstein has to say? Yeah, anyone?
There is a perfect brain behind all the natural physical laws.
Yeah. So Albert Einstein is saying that there is a perfect brain behind all the natural physical laws. So the same point, that in the nature so many laws are existing. Law of thermodynamics is there, law of gravitation is there, mechanical laws are there. So behind all the laws, there is a perfect mastermind who has designed all these laws. There is a lawmaker who has designed. And Calvin is also saying, if you think strongly enough, you will be forced by science to believe in God. So law implies a lawmaker. So in this world is governed by various laws, and those laws have been made by a lawmaker. So if lawmaker has made all the physical laws, so why he should not be making laws for, like, कि हमें कहाँ birth लेना है, how much beautiful one should be, what kind of intelligence one should be having. So how can these be random events? For them there should be some law like that. So isn't there a law that governs these? Yes, there is a law, and that is called as law of karma. So as all of you were pointing in between also, law of karma. So but we need to get into the details of it rather than just knowing hypothetically that there is a law of karma. We should be knowing more details. But in definition, it is very, very simple. That is equivalent to kind of third law of like action and reaction, Newton's third law. As you sow, shall you reap. So जैसा हम करते हैं वैसा हम भरते हैं, ऐसा हमने normal statement भी सुना होगा. So if you sow a seed of mango tree, mango is going to come in future and you will be able to take mangoes. But if you sow a seed of bamboo, then bamboo will come, or babool or whatever. कांटों का अगर हम cactus लगाएंगे, so cactus will come out. So like that. You see, in this world, you will be able to see that many persons, they are creating troubles for others. There are many persons who are just without any purpose, they are trying to take the lives of other persons. In many countries, people are attacking each other. They are having like so many bombs and nuclear weapons just to harm others. And in countries like, if you go to Arabic countries, there's so much violence is there. People are becoming terrorists. They are trying to take the lives of many people without any reason. So what should be the destiny of all these people? Isn't it very natural that these people should be having some kind of reaction, that they have created trouble for others, so they should be taught a lesson that please don't do this way. So that way nature teaches the lesson. And this is what we can see happening around us, that many times if we see someone is suffering, someone is having a disease, or someone is born into a place where he is very, very poor, so it is not because of some random things happening to him. It is because of some previous actions which have been committed, like that. But to say this way, we don't want to become hard-hearted. This is not the process of devotion or process of spiritual life, that we want to mark or judge people that, oh, he is suffering, so that means he has done some crimes, or he has done some things, sinful things in his last life. So this is not the direction we should go. After understanding the law of karma, we should be sympathetic to everyone, and we should be trying to help each and everyone who is suffering, like that. Our understanding is not that if some people is suffering, so yeah, correct, he should suffer. No, that is not the understanding. But this understanding is given so that we don't become so sad in this world seeing the scenarios, but rather we should philosophically understand that this is happening because of certain laws, and certain things must be committed by this person, but we should be very genuine to help that person in this life, rather than thinking that he has committed some crimes or something in his past life. So that doesn't, law of karma does not ask us to become hard-hearted. It asks us to understand philosophically things and to help people genuinely. If someone is suffering from poverty, if we can do something, that may be required. But yes, at the same time, we should understand that giving devotion or telling about spiritual life, telling about Bhagavad Gita, that is the best help we can do to any person. But it does not mean that if someone wants food, we will not provide him food and say, just please just chant Hare Krishna, then that is sufficient. No, at the same time, food also has to be provided. So that way, law of karma is there. So in a law court, we may see a judge is giving punishment to someone, that he is asking a person to be behind the jail for all the life, or like behind, to be hanged also. Previously, now it is removed from Indian system, but previously this system was also there. So, and sometimes for the other person, a judge may be awarding that this property belongs to you, so compensation also to you. So is judge biased? Can someone tell whether judge is biased or not? Whether he is giving a hanging punishment to one person and for the other person he is giving compensation. So can we say judge is biased? in any way?
No.
What do you think? No. Yeah, Deepak is saying no. Judge is not biased. Why? Why so? He is giving punishment because they committed crime. Yeah, correct. So yes, so based on the actions, if some person has done some crime, it is the duty of government that they should be given a punishment so that they do not harm other persons. They do not create further troubles in the country, in the nation, in the society. And if some person is doing good, so that person will be given compensation, that person will be given prizes, awards, like that. So similarly, the law of nature is there, which has been organized under the direction of Supreme Person in Srimad Bhagavatam, that has been described. We will see the shloka also. So why is the judge giving different judgment? Based on the activities. If someone has committed crime, he will be given punishment. If someone has done good, he will be given reward. So judge is not partial. So similarly, the nature is also not partial. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is also not partial. Somehow the font is not proper here. The shloka are coming in a different way. But I would like to show you this shloka from Veda base. So I think this is third chapter, 31st, I think first shloka. I am correct. Yeah. So this is the shloka. So maybe I would like you to read the meaning. So shloka goes like this. Shri Bhagavan uvacha karmana deva netrena janturdeho upapatyate striya pravishta udram pumsoreta kanashraya. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, under the supervision of Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter in the womb of a woman through the particle of man's semen to assume a particular type of body. So basically, what it is saying that based on the activities which person has committed and his karma and all, so based on all these factors, a soul will be getting his next body. Like all of us understand the process of reincarnation, that after, at the moment of death, we will be awarded, the soul is forced to leave this body, the body which has become useless because of being old or some other reasons. So then soul is awarded a new body. So that is the whole process. So for that also we have the understanding. So under the supervision of Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is given a particular body. So ये सब हो रहा है भगवान के supervision में, under the supervision. So the nature is working under the supervision of Supreme Lord, and that way awarding various persons, giving the judgment whether you have committed a crime, so you should be given this body, and you have done good things, so you should be given this body, you should be given promotion or demotion, like that. And all of us understand that all of us are not material bodies, so we are a spirit soul who have landed here from spiritual world because of ichha and dvesh. So we left the company of God and came into this world, and in this way we are going through this cycle of birth and death again and again in this material world. Like we have been awarded a particular body. After that body, at the time of death, the soul is forced to leave that body and again enter into another body based on the factors like jo bhi humne dekha, under the supervision of Supreme Lord and the activities. So then he will take next body, then again die, then next body and again die, and then next body and again and again and again and again, until he comes into the contact of some scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, some teachers who can teach him the knowledge about the spiritual and material world. So till that time, he will be going through this cycle continuously like that. So, but some person might say कि मैं जो गलत कर रहा हूँ या सही कर रहा हूँ, who is witnessing? Who is the witness for these activities? So how he is judging? How the nature is judging all our activities? So that might be question for some. But the answer is that Lord is seated in our heart as the Paramatma or Super Soul, alongside with the soul as the witness to our activities. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it has been also mentioned that apart from God, apart from the Paramatma feature of Supreme Personality of God, there are other creatures or other personalities also who are judging. Like it has been said that sun and moon, they are also seeing all our activities. Whatever we do in the daytime, sun is watching them, and whatever we do in the night time, moon is watching over them, and other things are also there. So it has been told that all our activities have been judged or have been seen by the Supreme Personality in his Paramatma feature. Bhagavad Gita mein he like Krishna is telling that sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto, that I am sitting in the heart of all the living entities, whether one be a human, whether one be a animal, bird, or whatever, human from India, from Pakistan, from whatever country, whichever caste, whichever color, whether male or female. So he is sitting there and witnessing all the activities. But to understand this very important point, I heard very nicely one time that he is sitting not to note our mistakes. He is sitting not to note our mistakes, that whatever mistake we commit, he is not there with a copy and pen or a laptop just to write point number 1 this mistake, point number 2 this mistake. He is there to help us. He is there to guide us in the right direction. So how many of you felt that whenever we initially try to do some wrong things, there is a saying from the heart, हमारे heart से आवाज आती है कि नहीं ये गलत है या सही है. So how many of have you experienced that way? I hope someone must have experienced, whether sometimes at least. Yeah, correct. So he's sitting there and he is giving the direction to all of us because he is our well-wisher. He is not a person who is ready just to give us punishment. He is not made just for giving us punishment like that कि वो बस तैयार हैं, उतावले हैं हमें punishment देने के लिए, हमारी गलतियों को नोट करने के लिए. No, he has no fun in that activity. But he is forced to do that activity because a person who is committing crime, he is creating trouble for others. So that way he has to be taught a lesson that you should not harm others. You should not create trouble for others. So that way he has to not. Otherwise, person may create havoc in the nature by creating so many wrong activities. So that way he is forced to do such activity. Otherwise, he does not likes. He likes that everyone becomes a servant of God and engages happily in his devotion and relishes very nicely, becomes happy. He is our well-wisher. ऐसा भगवत गीता में ही बताते हैं, सुहृदम सर्वभूतानाम, that he is the best well-wisher, even more well-wisher than our own self. हम अपने लिए इतना अच्छा नहीं सोच सकते जितना भगवान हमारे लिए अच्छा सोचते हैं, because he is sitting most closest to us like that. So I hope all of you appreciate this point. And yeah, this factor we have already seen, that whatever activities we do in our life, based on that our next life will be judged. Based on that our next life will be decided. So this is the shloka from Bhagavad Gita which I would like to show to all of you from chapter 8, and it is shloka number 6, I guess. यम यम वापि स्मरण भावम त्यजन्ते अंत कलेवरम तम तम एवेति कौन्तेया सदा तद भाव भाविता. So maybe someone can read the translation quickly for this one, the highlighted part.
Prabhuji, the translation is not visible. The PowerPoint is visible.
Okay, PowerPoint is visible, huh?
Yeah, the website is not.
Okay, I think it should come now. It is coming.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's coming now.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry for that, but maybe someone can read it.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quiet his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail.
Yeah. So here it is being mentioned that whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, like while leaving the body at the time of death, whatever soul remembers, so based on that his next life will be decided. But what is important is what he remembers. Do you think, or what do you think a person can remember at the time of death? What according to you a person is going to think at the time of death? Any guesses? All his mistakes of life, whatever he did most in his life. Yeah. So I think this is correct answer from Chiryansh. Sorry, I could not pronounce your name. Can you say it? Chiryansh or Chirayush? Chirayush. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chirayush.
Yeah. So very nice name. I could finally get it. So yeah, whatever he did most in his life. So a person would be able to remember what he is doing throughout his life, what he is just pinpointingly he is having the focus. Puri life usko jo bhi dhyan tha. So some person might say and try to think that I can apply this shloka and become like go to the spiritual world just by remembering God at the time of death. Some person might think in that direction, but it is not going to happen, my friends, because the formula is that whatever you do throughout your life, whatever you are attached to throughout your life, that you are going to remember at that point of time without force. Like you cannot force, because at the point of death things becomes very difficult. You cannot control your body, you cannot control your thoughts, you cannot control your mind at the point of death, because everything is functioning, everything is out of order only. But what you will be remembering is what you have done throughout your life, where your mind was throughout your life. So if our mind is always in the polluted activities, so then naturally it may happen that we may have to become polluted in the next life. But if our mind is there in the pure things, if our mind is always there remembering positive activities, remembering like how to do good for others, how to become selfless, caring for others, how to become humble, how to become a decent person, and always thinking about Krishna and engaging in positive activities, helping the society, and also becoming a good student. All these things, if we positive things, if we remember, so then naturally we will be becoming a positive, we'll be getting a positive result. So this is the, in human form of life only, we have got this opportunity that we can think what is correct or what is incorrect. If we got a animal body, like let us say if we got a tiger body, so we don't have a choice that I want to eat pizza, I want to eat burger, or I want to eat grass, or I want to eat fruits, or nothing like that. He will be forced by nature that he has to eat other living entities only. He has to eat deers and whatever small animals he can make his prey and he can eat. So he will be forced by nature like that. But in our human form of life, this is very, very special life where we have the decision making capability. We have the strength to take decisions where we are not forced for everything like that. But if we engage in these sinful activities, which we know as meditating, having wrong relations, gambling, intoxication, smoking, drinking, all these things, so then these are the sinful pillars of life. So because of this, we may get a degraded life, because these activities are meant for a degraded lifestyle. Like if you want to eat non-vegetarian, then tiger body is very suitable, tiger or lion's body is very suitable for us. And similarly, if we want to just kind of have relations, and also then a dog's body or some other animal's body which can do it more nicely, that is more suitable. So then we will get that body by nature. But if we, and also we may get various diseases, like if we drink and smoke, so then diseases are also waiting. So certain factors will happen if we engage in wrong activities. So these activities are not good for us also and not good for others also. We harm ourselves also through these activities and as well as others also. So that way nature does not like these sort of activities by anyone. So that way nature has to teach lesson for such person. But if we lead a pure life by following some austerity of chanting Hare Krishna, by doing sacrifice, this Hare Krishna is also sacrifice, it is also austerity. Everything is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Jap Yajnanam Japa Yag Asmi. So Bhagavad Gita mein hi Krishna tells in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that amongst all the sacrifices, I am the holy name. I am the sacrifice of holy name. Cultivation of knowledge by going through these seminars, whatever sirs, various teachers, various seniors organize through Bhagavad Gita, as it is by Srila Prabhupada. He has written tremendous literature. So if we go through those all literature, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so then we can get tremendous knowledge and get benefited. And also by associating with saintly persons like all of your seniors and teachers who are organizing these sessions, and by having association with pure devotees like who are great leaders who have been practicing spiritual life for so many of decades, years and years. So if we take their association, if we understand from them what way devotion has to be performed, with what understanding, and if we share our difficulties, ask the questions, so that way that association is very, very helpful, and we can gradually elevate to our home, that is spiritual world. We can reach the destination like that. So now we are coming to some part of the session which is like free will. That part we are coming. What is free will basically, वो हम देखने वाले हैं. So what is destined? हमारी लाइफ में क्या destined है? क्या कुछ भी destined नहीं है, या फिर कुछ चीजें destined है? जो अभी हमने देखा कि our birth is destined, where we are going to take birth. So similarly, so many things are destined, and they have been destined because of our past life. But is it that everything is destined? क्या सब कुछ ही हमारा fixed है? What do you say? Then do you think it is a like it is a good design by God if everything is destined in our life? Yeah, what are your views on this thing? Is everything destined in our life? Any comments?
No.
No, what to do in the current life is not destined. Correct. Correct answer from Chir Ayush Prabhu. Correct. So yeah, we may be destined to born in a particular family with a particular set of qualities, with a particular intelligence. So all these things may be destined, but then also within this life, whatever we do, we have a choice. We are free. This is the most important thing which is available with a living entity, that is his free will or choice, which God does not takes away. He always gives the opportunity to all the living entities to choose various things in their life. तो हमारी लाइफ में सब कुछ डेस्टिन्ड नहीं है. अगर सब कुछ डेस्टिन्ड होता तो हमें एक जगह बैठ जाना चाहिए और जो भी होना है उसको होने देना चाहिए. बैठकर ही हम IIT कानपुर में भी चले जाने चाहिए थे, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है. यू हैव टू वर्क फॉर दैट. यू स्टडीड, दैट्स व्हाई ऑल ऑफ यू आर हियर. सो some things are destined, but we have to understand it very deeply. What is not destined? That how will we use all the resources gifted to us in this life? Whatever intelligence we have, some person may be intelligent, but if he is not utilizing that intelligence, he is not studying at all also, then what will be done? What will happen? We have to put minimum amount of endeavor, optimum amount of endeavor, even to achieve whatever has been destined in our life. जो हमारी लाइफ में destined है उसके लिए भी हमें endeavor तो करना ही पड़ता है. That is minimum endeavor. So there are two philosophies which are known as कर्मवाद और देववाद. कर्मवाद says that के सब कुछ फिक्स है, हमें तो कुछ करना ही नहीं चाहिए. or no, opposite way. Karmavad says that there is no thing as destiny, everything is in our own hands. कि जो मैं करूंगा वही हो जाएगा, जैसा मैं चाहता हूं वैसा ही होगा. कोई भगवान नहीं है, कोई कंट्रोल करने वाले नहीं है, कुछ डेस्टिनी नहीं है. This is one philosophy. And other philosophy is Devavad. They say that everything is determined by destiny. Nothing is in our hand. मेरे हाथ में तो कुछ ही नहीं है. So what is the correct philosophy? No, nothing of them, both, none of them are correct philosophy. Correct is to combine both of them like that. We have to do minimum endeavors to achieve whatever has been destined like that. जैसे it is just like the example of farming. Like अगर खेत में कुछ फसल को उगना है, उसके लिए जो फार्मर है उसको भी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. He has to sow the seeds. उसको कम से कम खेत में बीज बोने पड़ेंगे और जो भी उसमें मेहनत रिक्वायर्ड है वो करनी पड़ेगी. And then he has to depend upon rain. So one thing is in his hand that he has to sow the seed. अगर वो बीज ही नहीं बोएंगे तो चाहे कितनी भी बारिश हो जाए, so जो फसल उगनी चाहिए तो वो तो नहीं उगेगी. That will not happen. And also if he says that कि सब कुछ मेरे हाथ में है, तो उसने बीज तो बो दिए लेकिन बारिश ही नहीं हुई, there is no water at all, so then also the crop will not happen that way. So दोनों चीजें factors जो हैं वो role play करते हैं. That we have to do our endeavor also, and then we have to depend on the supreme God's mercy also. So both things play hand in hand like that. So all of us in our life also now we have to endeavor for our studies also, minimum endeavor whatever is required that we will do, and based on that there will be certain karma, so things will happen that way like that. But it has to be understood very nicely also that material destiny, it cannot be changed considerably like that. So material things, they cannot be changed much considerably like that, but spiritual progress, it can be considerably changed. So हम अपनी life में जो material चीजें हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा achieve नहीं कर सकते, like that have been fixed by destiny. That if someone has to born into a rich family or someone has to become a very rich person, that has been destined, how much rich a person can become. But even to become that much rich, a person has to do some endeavor whatever is required, but he cannot go beyond that limit. उस limit से बाहर नहीं जा सकते. Like here example is given between a, like race is there between Luna, Maruti and Benz. So all of them, they have a particular limit. So Benz can drive, we can say 100 times faster than other, like, or not even 100, at least it is 20 times faster than Luna, or like 5 to 10 times faster than Maruti. So because they have been limited, because the motor, the engine has been made in such a way, so that way our material things, they have been limited or they have been fixed, that up to what limit a person can achieve. But to even achieve that, there has to be some endeavor like that. That has to be understood. So that way things in the material world, they have been limited, but for achieving that also we need to put some endeavor. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें पढ़ाई बिल्कुल नहीं करना है, हम सब कुछ उसी से achieve कर जाएंगे. You have to put your endeavor, intelligence also. But things, they are limited like that. A dog cannot run faster than a horse because that has been given a body. A dog has been given a particular body, horse has been given a particular body. So the destiny is fixed that horse can run faster than dog. But that way, Srila Prabhupada is also saying in that sense very interesting comments. So isko bhi hum padhte hain. Can someone read it very quickly? And I think we will be ending also in some time because the time is already going to complete. So can someone read it quickly?
We see so many men working so hard. Does this mean that every one of them will become a Ford, a Rockefeller? Why not? Everyone is trying his best, but Mr. Ford was destined to become a rich man. His destiny was there, and so he became a rich man. You cannot change your destiny simply by working hard like asses and dogs. No, but you can utilize your special human energy for improving your Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada is trying to focus on one point here, that yeah, things are destined in a certain way that everyone in this world is trying to become the richest person. But even then, there is one person in our country now, Ambani is there, and in the world, Elon Musk is there, or various Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, they are there. Everyone is trying to become the richest, but everyone is not becoming, because certain person has been destined. But for us also, we should do our endeavor to whatever we want to do. That has to be also understood. But the importance is that this human form of life should not be misused only for our material improvement. If we do not engage ourselves in a spiritual cultivation, then we are not utilizing our proper intelligence, then we are not utilizing our human form of life, which has a special intelligence to become spiritually elevated. So this facility we have only in human form of life. सिर्फ हमें मनुष्य शरीर में ही ये फैसिलिटी है कि हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं अपने स्पिरिचुअल एडवांसमेंट में, लाइक दैट. सो दिस इज द होल अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो अभी तक हम देख ही रहे थे, दैट मटेरियल प्रोग्रेस इट कैन नॉट बी अप्रिशिएबली चेंज्ड, बट जितना हमें अचीव करना है उसके लिए वी हैव टू पुट मिनिमम एंडेवर. तो वो हम अचीव कर पाएंगे. वी हैव टू स्टडी नाइसली, वी हैव टू डू अवर थिंग्स, वी हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ वेरियस थिंग्स जो भी हमें करना है लाइफ में. And then at the same time we have to understand that this human form of life is very very special for spiritual progress. So material progress कैसा होता है कि हम बर्थ लेते हैं और डेथ तक हम कुछ भी पैसे कमाएंगे, ये नाम कमाएंगे, सब कुछ कमाएंगे, लेकिन एट द डेथ इट विल बिकम जीरो. वो ग्राफ फिर से नीचे से ही स्टार्ट होगा, लाइक दैट. सो इट डज नॉट कंटिन्यूस कि इस लाइफ में मैंने अगर 1 करोड़ कमा लिए तो अगली लाइफ में मैं 1 करोड़ से ही स्टार्ट करूंगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. We have to begin with again zero, and also with our studies also we have to again begin with A B C D E F G, and then finally we reach to integration differentiation in class 12th, and then finally coming to college. But it happens in each life, not like कि पिछले लाइफ में इंटीग्रेशन पढ़ लिया था तो इस बार पहले से ही आता है, जन्म से ही, वो किसी नहीं होता है, like that. So material progress is like that, but spiritual progress it is like a increasing amount. जो हमने last life में किया था, we will have that amount retained in our account. वो उसी से हम आगे अगली लाइफ में कंटिन्यू करते हैं. और ऐसा भगवत गीता में भी स्पेशली क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं अर्जुन, that if we are not able to perform or we are not able to kind of perfect in one life, what will be the destiny. मैंने अपनी लाइफ में स्पिरिचुअल चीजों को टाइम दिया, लेकिन मैं उसको भी परफेक्ट नहीं कर पाया, और मटेरियल भी मैं थोड़ा सा, उस वजह से मेरा टाइम स्पिरिचुअल में गया, तो मटेरियल भी मैं कुछ अचीव बहुत ज्यादा नहीं कर पाया जितना मैं करना चाहता था. तो क्या ये तो एक फेलियर हो जाएगा, टोटल फेलियर, ऐसा अर्जुन ने क्वेश्चन पूछा कृष्ण से. बट कृष्णा टोल्ड दैट डोंट वरी माय फ्रेंड, दैट अ पर्सन हु हैज डन whatever small amount of spiritual progress in his life, that progress is fixed. In the next life he is going to begin from the next point, but our goal is to complete our spiritual progress within this life only by becoming very serious in a spiritual life, like that. So this is the understanding of material and spiritual progress. So but yes, it has been told that if Krishna wants, if God wants, he can change our destiny. अगर हमें एक पर्टिकुलर रिच पर्सन, हमें उतने ही रिच बन सकते थे, लेकिन वो फिक्स अगर हमारा अकाउंट में है, लेकिन उसको सिर्फ एक ही व्यक्ति चेंज कर सकता है, वो है कृष्णा. He can change because in Brahma Samhita it has been told कर्माणि निर्दहति किंतु च भक्ति भाजम, that destiny can be changed by Krishna for his devotees. जो उनके डिवोटी हैं उसके लिए वो destiny change कर सकते हैं. Like for Srila Prabhupada also, he was a person who was 70 years old, and at that time he went to America with no money at all. At that age, how many person in this life would be successful to gain some amount of money? Only very very few, hardly anyone. But Srila Prabhupada was able to achieve material things also, rather than speaking about spiritual, establishing such a big society and all. But for his devotee Krishna especially, he can change all the destiny and all. So if we attach ourselves with Krishna, then things will be very very positive. But to understand this human form of life is only made especially that we can do some spiritual progress. Otherwise, for other things, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, other forms of life are also there, that animal species are also available for doing eating, sleeping, mating, defending, but human form especially is meant for spiritual advancement. So we should take care of our material side, we should take care of our studies and all, but we should never forget that human form of life is very, very special for spiritual advancement, like that. And that way we should finally surrender ourselves. Sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma sucha. That abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me, I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction, do not fear. So if we follow this path, we need not to fear about anything about our karma, because Krishna can change everything, and Krishna can do anything for his devotees. If we just follow his process, follow his devotees, follow our seniors at this point of time, whatever they tell about our spiritual life, about chanting of Hare Krishna, and that way things can be changed. But yes, important factor to understand is that all of us have this life in our hand, very wonderful life, जिसमें हम decisions ले सकते हैं, हम choices बना सकते हैं, और उस choices के basis पर our next life is going to get awarded. Our next life is going to happen based on those decisions which we make in this life. So we should make correct decisions because we have been given a good intelligence, and human form of life especially is for doing some spiritual activities. Otherwise, our intelligence is not utilized correctly. If we don't engage in spiritual activity, then our intelligence is misutilized or underutilized rather. वो हम उसका proper utilization नहीं कर रहे हैं. So Krishna consciousness, this devotion helps us in all the ways. It helps us to face our destiny better because we become a strong person. We know the philosophy. We know that if difficulties are going to come, then I am going to take help of the persons of my seniors. And also, we also have the hand of Krishna with us always. We have faith in him and we can face various situations. At the same time, if we are Krishna conscious, it will always help us to better our next life, to go closer to our destination of going to spiritual world. So this is a great choice. So Bhagavad Gita, it is a book which tells that success is destined, but you endeavor and take the credit. So कोई पढ़ना चाहेगा इसका translation जल्दी से? This translation, it is Krishna speaking to Arjuna.
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy flourished kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savya Sache, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Yeah. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I have already made the arrangement that you will be a victorious person. So for all of us, also Krishna has made a particular arrangement. We have to just take the credit. We have to do our endeavor. हमें भगवत गीता में भगवान बताते हैं that Mam Anusmara Yudacha, that you fight and at the same time remember me. So for us, all of us, fight is equivalent to doing our activities like our studies, and at the later time, whatever jobs or whatever field of activity we enter into. And at the same time, always remember that this Krishna consciousness or this activity, this spiritual life is very, very crucial, like that. And by chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, by prayers, we can change everything and we can become successful. If prayers go up, then blessings comes down from Krishna. So we should make truth and love as the foundation of life, and we have to give up bad habits and prepare ourselves to return back to the original home, the spiritual world. This is the final understanding. So thank you very much. So one question might come that does destiny not hamper my free will? So the final answer is that destiny may create certain situations in our life, but finally I am responsible for all my actions. We can do whatever actions. Like example is given that a destiny was there that I have to take a flight from, let us say, Delhi to Bangalore, whatever. But within that flight, what I am going to do, that is my free will. That is not destined. I can talk with a good person. I can help other person to become spiritual also. or I can also become a drunkard in flights. Also they offer drink and other things, so that time also I can do wrong things also. So everything is having free will. We all have free will within this life. Certain things have been fixed, but within our life also we always have a choice to make. So we have to make intelligent choices based on the scriptures, based on our understanding, based on our intelligence, and that way we can achieve material and spiritual success both hand in hand by the power of Krishna consciousness, like that. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop the presentation, and time is also, I
Thank you, sir.
little bit, but yeah, sorry for that. I exceeded by some, let us say, 5-10
No
minutes.
issues, sir. Thank you, sir, for such an enlightening session. This was a very enriching experience for us. Means we got to learn many new things, like why do we see differences from people who are just born, child who has just born. And one major problem with many people is that they think that if everything is destined, why should I work? I will get what is there for me. So you pointed out a very important point, that this karmavad and devvad both are just two faces of a single coin. Unless we work, unless we put efforts, we won't get the result. And even if we put efforts and there's no dev, means the superior authority does not want that, so we will not get, it is not destined, so we will not get the results. Sir, you also explained that this material progress is just between our birth and death, and the spiritual progress is beyond the lives we have lived. And thank you, sir. It was a very enriching experience for us, and we look forward to have such sessions with you in the future. Sir, there are some questions, so I would request the participants to either directly they can raise their hand, or you can put the questions in the chat also. So participants, please ask your doubts. This is a very good opportunity to get your doubts cleared.
Yeah, sure. And thank you very much. So yes, I think Chitresh is going to ask one question. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Sir, as you explained that we have free will on our actions and we are responsible for our actions. Then in case of the Dhritarashtra, his life was predefined as he will marry a wife who was having capacity to born 100 sons, and then all 100 sons will be killed in his life. Then according to his past 50 lives, so then how his life is, how he has free will of his actions?
Yeah, so very interesting question, but actually speaking, like, to understand affect, we can always say, or we can always understand that Dhritarashtra always has the choices. Even within that life, if that was fixed, that was by the special arrangement of Krishna, because he wanted to teach world through that example. Otherwise, all of us, we always have choices. We should not think in that way कि मेरे पास कोई choice नहीं है. हमारे पास choice है. आपके पास choice था, आप IIT कानपुर में admission लेंगे या किसी दूसरे IIT में लेंगे. So we always have choices. And Dhritarashtra was also within his life many times, like Krishna sent even one time Akrura to that place, Hastinapur, to ask him that you should behave properly, to teach him all the lessons. So he was being told many times, but he was not able to listen to good advices many times. But ऐसा इसलिए भी हुआ specially that Mahabharat can take place and we can learn from that. तो वो एक lesson सिखाने के लिए specially हुआ. We have to go to that understanding because Krishna has arranged it especially so that all the people in the future can learn from his behavior. But at the same time, we always have choices in our life. It is not that we are being totally fixed up. हमारे पास कोई choice नहीं है. Otherwise, then how will a person become spiritual? वो तो fix कर दिया गया. So भगवान or Krishna is not such a person that he takes away our free will. अदरवाइज तो हमें मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में ही क्यों आने दिया जाता? अगर हमारे पास भगवान फ्री विल ना देते तो हम मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में ही नहीं आते. He would have taken all of us to spiritual world also. And if he wanted all of us to become devotees, then by force he should have made everyone a devotee, but he is not doing that way because he is still giving the free choice, free will to all the living entities. Okay, I hope, because the question was little complex because it has to be understood from a leelas or pastimes perspective. That way it is not quite straightforward, but I hope you understood the point at least.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So one question is there in the chat also. So does non-intentional pap count as pap? Like one day I took away one mouse to release in open, but as soon as I let him free, a bird came, captured him, flew away. I feel deeply sad. Will this count as my karma? Oh, very nice, interesting question, practical question from Sudhir. Yeah, things always depend upon intention many times. We have not done things intentionally, so that way it will be judged on that account only कि आपने intentionally ऐसा नहीं किया कि उनको hurt करें आप, but yeah, because the nature is there, we intentionally many times have to commit many wrong things, like ना चाहते हुए भी बहुत बार चींटियां होती हैं, we land our feet over them, they lose their life, or many insect, small insect, they have to give away their life, so ऐसा भी होता है. But if we are engaged in spiritual life, if we are engaged in devotional service, especially this chanting of Hare Krishna, then everything will be taken care by Krishna. That is our faith, and that Krishna has told. Otherwise, no one can escape karma in this world if it is he is not connected to God. If he is not connected to Krishna, he will be forced to commit sinful activities, and he will be. इसीलिए आप देखते भी हैं लाइफ में कि सबके लाइफ में कुछ दुख आते ही आते हैं, भले ही वो कैसा भी व्यक्ति हो, सारे जीवन में उसके सुख ही सुख है, लेकिन थोड़ा दुख फिर भी आता है, because he must have committed some sinful activities. So in this world, no one can escape doing sinful activities unless he is a devotee of God. Because if he is a devotee of God, Krishna says, सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम व्रज हम तुम सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा. Only he can clear the account of karma. No one else in this world can do that. Okay, so don't worry, he will be taking care of you because you are following this practice. So all the best to you, Sudhir. So one question from Chirayush is also there. We know how Srila Prabhupada traveled at the age of 70 for the spread of Krishna consciousness, but instead he could, okay, I'm scrolling down, he could have stayed at home and practiced devotion to God more effectively. Which one is better? Is serving others equal to serving God? Okay, so very interesting question. So भगवान भगवत गीता में ही बताते हैं, न च तस्मात् मनुष्येषु कश्चित् में प्रियकृततमः. So भगवान बताते हैं that doing this, preaching this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to others, that is the most important activity. That is the activity which Krishna likes very much. So the great devotees who wants to make Krishna happy, they sacrificing their own comforts, sacrificing their own things, they try to help others. But at the same time, we should not understand that Srila Prabhupada anyway lacked in his devotion by doing this preaching activity. Yeah, he increased his devotion, or rather say he showcased his devotion through this preaching method. He opened 108 temples, so that way he was able to worship Krishna in that many times, that many ways, and he was able to chant and speak. But yes, if you just speak about just sitting and chanting in one place, then that he could have done better at staying at Vrindavan. But yeah, he chose to do the preaching because that is what is liked by Krishna. But this thing we can take guidance from the seniors, that what time we have to do what. He always Srila Prabhupada did this on the order of his guru, on the order of his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. So he did it on the order of his guru rather than his independently going trying to do things. So ऐसे ही हमारे लिए भी applicable है that whatever our seniors, superiors, they explain us that what is good for us at a particular moment. So that way we have to do, and that way we will be pleasing Krishna most. So the goal is that to make Krishna happy. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So any other question, clarification, or comment I would be really happy to take. Okay, I hope it is all
Krishna
clear.
Prabhuji, I had one means question. Prabhuji, when Lord Krishna says that means their death has been arranged by me, and all you need to become is the instrument.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you please elaborate that their death has been arranged by me? Means what if Arjuna does not fight?
Yeah. So what if Arjuna does not fight? So for Krishna to do these activities, it is not required that if Arjuna is not going to fight, they are not going to die. It is not like that. Krishna will arrange in some other way. Like Krishna is sitting in our heart as the super soul, all of us know. So once super soul leaves the body, soul also leaves. So anyone can get heart attack anytime. You can understand that. So that way anyone can die and he can arrange in any particular fashion. So he arranges the glory for his devotees. He arranges the credit for his devotees who are ready to. Why he arranges this for Arjuna? Because Arjuna has sacrificed so much for Krishna. He was ready to do anything and everything for Krishna throughout his life. So that way Krishna was also ready to make him glorified throughout the world, that he is the best archer, best warrior, like that. So
Thank you,
yes,
Prabhuji.
for Krishna, he does not need us, but we need Krishna.
He is giving just a chance to.
Yeah, he's giving opportunities to us.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all. I hope I can leave now. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna.